Hi guys, Andreas Sonic Mainliner, and it's only been a week, and here's another video. Oh my god, this is amazing. This has never happened. Um, well, it used to happen quite a bit in the past, but now I've been I haven't been very consistent, to be honest. Apologies for that. It's alright, at the end of the day, it's only my view count that has been hurt. So, thanks for all the people that are tuning in. I have a few records to show, and I thought, why not? Let's just, make a video. At the end of the day, I yap a lot, so, I will pad it up probably to 30 minutes showing 3 records or whatever. I've done this before. So, yeah, you can feel free to skip. I mean, I'm at a certain age where I need to talk a lot, and because I have wisdom to share, and it's that's a sign of age and senility. So I'm like, I think that sometimes I feel that I'm getting senile. So to prove that, I will show a record that I know that, but I've shown last time, which is this one. Hang on. Oh damn it! That would be really very senile of me if I didn't know where it was. I was like, yeah, it's here. It's like, no, where is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I found it. Now I've shown this before. I was in my last video, and I want to show it again because I don't think that many people watched it. Not that it's really important, but I want to advertise this one because I really like this album. Now, as I said, you need to be in the right sort of, have the right ears or be in the right headspace for it, maybe. You need to have like an affinity for hard rock, maybe, and acid rock, and everything in between, and like straight blues and everything. But it's a very, very good album, and yeah, I highly, highly recommend it. I don't know if you can find copies. This is a reissue, by the way. Came out 2 years ago, 2006. So 2016, so 3 years ago. It is a limited edition. I think that you probably will find copies reasonably priced on Discogs. Do check it out because it's really good, and yeah, that's what I have to say. Speaking of headspace, which is quite important, I bought this album. I bought this the other day. So I was in a record shop and I saw it. No, actually, what happened was that I was in a record shop. I saw the album that I will show you next, and I saw this. This is Pollock's latest album, Pollock 1. Yeah, Pollock 1. Actually, yeah, it kind of makes sense because there was 2 and 3. And this is 1, and it came out now. Now, Pollock, if you don't know them, they're South American. I don't remember exactly from where. They play this kind of space rock. There's a lot of like repetitive rhythms and very motoric and very spacey. Really, really good stuff. I mean, the other 2 albums, brilliant. If you ever see them, get them. This one, what happened was that I saw it on my way out because they had it on display. And I saw it, I was like, oh, the new Pollock. And then I left, put it on my headphones on Spotify, started listening to it. I was like, oh, this sounds really good. So I met with a person that I was supposed to meet, rushed back, got 2 albums, this one being one of them, and then I did what I did, and on my way back home, I put my headphones back on and I started listening to the album. And listening to the album, although I was excited to begin with because it has nothing to do with the previous Pollock albums. This is basically techno, effectively. Let's see what the hype sticker says. Um, yeah, it doesn't say much. 4-side long compositions across 2 LPs. It sounds like techno. It sounds like, yeah, it's just beats, really. And I listened to it, and the initial kind of electronic music, especially if you listen to techno or anything like that, it has this driving beat and repetitive patterns that are a bit hypnotic, and I was like, oh yeah, this sounds good. When I actually listen to the songs, because they're quite long, like each side is one song, is like, I don't know, 15, 17 minutes each, I didn't get it. I honestly didn't get it. I was like, what should I make of this? It's like nothing is, in my mind, as I said, my headspace, it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. It doesn't feel like, it's resolving into something. It there are some variations, and you could argue that there is something happening, but I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe if I listen to it again, and perhaps I will be like, "Whoa, this is amazing! This is the thing that I always wanted to listen to." Maybe not. Maybe it's not for me. It does happen. But anyway, yeah, this is my experience. I was very excited getting it, but I think that I don't know. It's a question mark. The reason why it's a question mark and it's not a straight no is because I give them the benefit of the doubt, because they've done really good albums before this. So yeah, maybe I'm missing out something, and the fact that maybe I'm not in the right headspace, because that is the most important thing when it comes to music enjoyment, that is, and getting into stuff. You need to be in the right headspace. The other album that I was telling you about that I got from the record shop was this one. Now, this was one of the albums that, theoretically, because I'm a fan, as you probably know, of Radiohead and Thom Yorke, I should have got the extended edition and the expanded deluxe edition and the book and blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But for whatever reason, I didn't. And the reason, actually, there is a reason. The reason is that the previous record from Thom Yorke, which was All Tomorrow's Boxes, I felt that it wasn't as good. Now, Thom Yorke has made some really good stuff, like Atoms for Peace, and his first personal outing, basically, in the recording space. These are really, really good albums, highly recommended. But All Tomorrow's Boxes was like meh. Suspiria, meh. It was like, so I just didn't jump on this one. I did stream it, and it's a very good album. It's very similar to Atoms for Peace, but without that sort of prominence of beat, because it's very can't speak, beat driven, Atoms for Peace, and this one is not so much. It is electronic. It's very it revolves around beats and all that, but it doesn't have that sort of Afrobeat feel to it, where it's like the beat is more central, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I got this one, and I'm very happy. It's just a standard one, black vinyl. It's nothing special, but then again, it's a good album. So there you go. Yes, what have I got next? Oh, yes. I've got something I really, really, really like. So, oh, damn it. I didn't put it right. It doesn't matter. So, this is a story about Amazon. Amazon is a really nice place, very good site, from what I hear on the internet, where you can buy many things, such as fridges and volleyballs and records. So yeah, one day I was I don't know for what reason, I was looking for some Woven Hand CDs. Uh, well, I know why I was looking for that, because most of the early catalog has been released CD only. I have one album, the first album, on a vinyl version, which came out not too long ago, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, on a Spanish label. And it's one of my favorite albums of like recent years. And also it's sort of I have associated I cannot speak. I said that twice already. Senility, I told you about that. I have associated it with me moving into this place. It was that record that I was listening to the most at that period, streaming or playing the actual record. So, but it's a Spanish copy, and hang on, I have it here. Ah! So it's this one. It's a Woven Hand. I don't think that it has a title. No, it's just Woven Hand. So this was released originally in 2002, and this copy is released by Bang Records, which is Spanish, as I said, and it was issued in 2015. I think I got it around 2016 or 17 or something like that. 16 most probably. So yeah, this is their first album, and yeah, Woven Hand is supposedly like old country or something like that. It doesn't feel like that to me, at least this record. It's, in my ears, it's just heavy, sort of, it has that country spirituality, but it doesn't sound like country, anything like country. It sounds like music that describes maybe the countryside, or like, that kind of thing, but it doesn't sound anything like that. So it's more like Americana, I would call it. And it's, I mean, if you like Nick Cave or anything like that, you definitely need to listen to this one. So anyway, it's okay, it's good. But then in my journeys on the internet, and specifically on Amazon, I saw a box set, which is this one. So this box set came out on Glitter House, came out last year, and it contains the first 3 albums. Now, it contains the first album, obviously, the second and third. Yeah. What do you expect? So, here is the first album, but in this case, we have a gatefold. And lo and behold, I can open it because there's no shrink, right? Amazing stuff. There's a poster, which I haven't opened, which is basically the cover of the first album. And then you have Blush, which is Blush Music, which I think is some kind of soundtrack that was performed by Woven Hand. And Consider the Birds, which again is presented in gatefold format, and it's rather lovely. Now, if I have one gripe about this whole thing, is that it's an actual box, so it closes like a proper box. It's not a slip case, which I definitely prefer slip cases when it has multiple albums. Part of the reason is that you need to take off the shrink, and the reason why, usually when I have a box set that is a slip case, and then I just slit it open, and then you can, because there's no other way there's no plastic that you can put around a bloody box that you can protect it in any kind of way. So that's my problem. That's why I wanted to shrink, and obviously because OCD and my weird, I don't know, mental disorder of shrink wrap. Anyway, yeah, the reason why I bought it, although I already had it, was that I had this one, was obviously because it had the other two, which consequently I started listening to, and I found that I enjoyed them. But I do remember at the time when I was listening to this, I couldn't get into the other ones, but I really liked Blush, and I really liked Consider the Birds as well. And I finally got into 16 horsepower, which I need to investigate a little bit more, but we'll come to that at some later point. I haven't bought anything, but I'm looking into it. And yeah, I knew that because it's Glitterhouse, it would either be like a German or like a US press. German most likely because it's Glitterhouse. It's a German label. And I was pretty sure that the pressing would be really good. This is a very complex sounding recording, and it's a little bit muddy. The mastering on the Spanish pressing is a little bit muddy. This one is just really clear, really sparkling. It sounds a bit thin because it's like very, very clear. I don't know what the original intention is. I don't know. I don't have the CD, so I cannot really compare. But I can say that it's very nicely done. I mean, I really enjoy this one. I enjoy the sound of these, and all of the pressings are really good. And that's one of the reasons. The other reason was that although I had it in my shopping cart, I didn't pull the trigger because this cost, when I first found it, £100. And I was like, £100? Really? Maybe I should just buy the CDs. I mean, it's like, you can get them for £5 or whatever, new. But then one day, I noticed that they dropped the price from £100 to £60. And after a bit of deliberation, I pressed buy now, and I got it, because it does happen. So moral of the story is, if you find something on Amazon and you think that it's expensive, put it in your cart, wait a bit, and usually that pays off. Usually the price drops. If it drops to a point where it's like it's a good deal, I would say get it, because that means that they just want to get rid of stock, and once they get rid of stock, then it's gone. I think that's how it works. Maybe I'm wrong. Speaking of box sets, I want to show you another box set, which is a bit. I had it for a while, and I haven't had the opportunity to show it. So this time is a good time, I guess. It is this one. It's this one. This one came, well, not with a shrimp, but in a bag, which is alright. So you might think, what the hell is this? I do not understand, Andreas. This does not compute. This is a box. It is pretty much the same. It's not a slipcase, which annoys me a bit. But here's what it is. It says on the back, Kathryn Ribeiro and the Alps. Oh yeah, there is a box set. Now, after discovering Kathryn Ribeiro and the Alps a few years back, I think that the first time I saw them on a video. Probably it was very funny because, yeah, that's what happened, was that I saw, definitely I watched that video that Fred did, and he showed Kathryn Ribeiro, and then I forgot about it. And then after a few years, I found the record, I read the review, I sampled it, and I got it, and I was like, bloody hell, this is a record that Fred should show. And then I see a video that has a thumbnail of him showing that record, and it's like, it all makes sense. Anyway, I got 2 copies, the first 2 albums, that were bootlegs. Then that was like, I don't know, 3 years ago, whatever, 3 or 4 years ago, I don't know. and I was like, oh damn it, these are bootlegs. Then the first album was released on Back on Black, which I got it, and now I got this, which is basically the first 3 albums. This is released from a US label. So it comes like this. It has a very nice thing here where you can lift it, and yeah, it's Universal. Is it captured tracks? I cannot remember which. It is official, by the way. It's Universal Music Special Markets and all that shit. So first 3 albums, yeah, and comes with a really nice booklet. So yeah, that's it. And I think I'm pretty sure that it's I can't remember. Anthology recordings, that's the one. It's Anthology recordings. So they released the albums. You can get the albums individually, or you could opt in for the box set, which is limited to 100 copies. And I thought that it would be really silly of me to buy the other albums and just get the bloody box set. So I got the box set, and yeah, it's a really good box set, and I really like it. And the music is amazing, and it's progressive, and it's psychedelic, and it's folky, and it's at times, and it's a little bit of everything, and it's yeah, it's very sort of its time, but in a good way, in a very, very good way. And speaking of box sets, I need to show you another box set. It's 21 minutes. You see, I've shown like 3 things, and it's already 20 minutes. I need to show you one more thing. Because I'm all about consumer advice and getting people to get the right thing. And this is Akira Ishikawa. It's Uganda. This, I got it like, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. So I was looking on Discogs for this album, which you can find a reissue from a German label whose name right now is I cannot recall for the life of me. It doesn't. They did like unofficial reissues, which are very expensive. They're really nicely made, but they're very expensive. What's the name of that company? I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And you can find these copies on Discogs for, I don't know, 50, 60 euro, something like that, on the expensive side. This, however, is an official release, and it is a box set. Look here. I got this from Japan. It was sent to me from Japan at the price of the unofficial reissue. Now, it doesn't have anything in there. It's just like the record and padding, really. Plus, the lyric sheet in Japanese. Lyric sheet, I don't know. I mean, information sheet, I should say, in Japanese. And this is an official Japanese reissue that came out, I don't know when. Does it say? Maybe it does. If you can read Japanese, maybe you will. You can tell me. But yeah, so you can get this from Japan, should you wish. Now, this is a very sort of like hyped up album because it has percussions and things like that, and it's a jazz album, and I don't think that it's as good as his other one, which is this one, which I also got from Japan. At the same go, so this is an official Japanese reissue, and yeah, I think that this one is way better. So yeah, if you stuck with this video, maybe you learned a couple of things, maybe I gave some good advice. And finally, an album that I've been, I've been talking about headspace on this video a lot, and yeah, definitely there's like headspace thing happening with me in the last, I don't know, few years. I've been going in different directions, but there is a very 80s theme to what I've been listening to. There's a lot of 80s sort of skew, and I've discovered this album. I don't know, like last year maybe, but I couldn't find any. It has been reissued, but not really available any longer. But the good people at, what's the name? Oh yeah, Sacred Bones decided to reissue it again now. So this is Cortex, nothing to do with a French band. This is Sweden, from Sweden. I'm Helga from Sweden, if you remember Trading Places. and sorry, Swedish people that might be watching. I'm not making fun of you. I know that you speak English way better than I do. So yeah. Yes, this is from 1983, I want to say. Let's check to see what's going on here. 81, sorry, 81, yes, 1981. So this is sort of legendary, I would say. Yeah, it says here legendary, so I'm right, it is legendary. Yeah, anyways, Swedish punk. It has a lot of new wave elements, and I was listening to this when I was listening to Fisher Z. I don't know if you know, like Red Sky over something, I can't remember the exact title, which is a British band that for many years I thought that they were German, but they're not. They're British, even though the singer sounds a little bit not English, but he's definitely from the UK. Doesn't matter, I discovered it while streaming on Spotify, and this is like, they're very close to that sound, if you are familiar. It's very interesting because Fisher Z, that specific album, it sounds like a pop album that accidentally sounds like new wave punk. This is a new wave punk album that accidentally sounds pop. It's the other way around. It's completely the other way around. And its start to finish is brilliant. It has like really hooky and catchy songs. It comes with a 7-inch, which I haven't listened to, and I don't know if it's good or not. It comes with a booklet, because this is a deluxe edition of whatever, with some things, and it's my favorite color vinyl apart from black. Clear, which is not a color, I know that, but there you go. I like clear vinyl. Just like it. The other interesting thing about this this album is that I still don't understand what the hell is going on this cover. I don't know what this is. There's like my brain does not understand this. I don't know if anybody can tell me what the hell it is. It's very funny because it looks like a death metal band or whatever. It's like, oh, Cortex, oh, but no, it's nothing like it. No, completely nothing like it. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. 29 minutes. That was I hope enjoyable and interesting, and maybe you discovered some new music. Maybe you didn't. Maybe maybe you enjoyed it or not. So anyway, you can always leave a comment if you like. You can like this video or dislike it. Subscribe to this channel. Who knows? Maybe I will do this weekly. And I will see you around. Cheerio.